I am going to invite us to begin on our back. And we're going to start with a supine twist, right? So supine means that we're on our back. So really simple. Most of us are familiar with twists. We'll start with knees to the chest, and I'm going to keep it simple for our first one. And then we're just going to allow the legs to just gently fall to the left, okay? I'm incredibly tight today from doing physical work. So here's where we're going to stay. And I want us to find the shape. Like I might want to put a blanket between my legs. Make sure that you feel comfortable. Relax the arms. Let's have the arms straight out of the shoulders. And then let's see about closing the eyes and softening the jaw. And start to feel the weight of the legs just relax. And feel where that stretch is going into the outer hip and into the lower back. And then if it's available, invitation to start some deep breathing in and out through the nose. So begin maybe counting to 3 on the inhale. I'll guide it a couple of rounds and then allow you to continue on your own. So here we go. Let's take a nice inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Continue to breathe deeply, and if it's available, in and out through the nose. Relax the jaw. Relax the eyelids. Relax that outer hip. And just begin to feel our bodies settle into the floor. Settle into the mat. Noticing the breath. Maybe noticing the sounds around you or the quiet. And noticing the mind. See if we can follow the sensation of the breath as it comes in through the nose and down the throat. Notice its movement, and as it comes out of the body, try to relax the legs a little more. And always feel free to adjust. Like all these shapes are meant to really work well with our body. And it's our job, of course, to know what that is, what that feels like, which is so personal. So take care of yourself. Things might feel intense in our class, but nothing should be painful. And so noticing the breath. Relax the face. We'll take 5 more deep breaths on this side. Nice work. When you're ready on that inhale, just bring that one leg first. Take care, right? And then the other leg. Let's bring the knees back up to the chest. Little transition. Anybody that knows I love a transition. So just rolling around. Let's give those legs a little extension up to the sky. Flex and point. Just say hello to the body. And then we'll switch sides. So for me, I'm going to bring my butt a little over to the left. I'm going to adjust here so I have enough room. And then we'll bring those knees back up to the chest and then allow the knees to fall to the right. Oh. And find your expression here. Notice what's going on with that arm. You can have nice cactus arms. That means elbows and shoulders are in the same alignment. You can place one hand on the body if you'd like. Notice that outer hip. Let's see if we can soften the legs. Soften the jaw. And breathe here. Maybe we can go a little deeper with the breath, right? We started with 3. Maybe we can go to 4 counts on the inhale and the exhale. Unlock the jaw. If the mind is thinking about what needs to be done or problem solving, just notice and see if we can bring our attention back to the body, back to the breath. Notice where the tightness is in your body. See if we can breathe into it. See if we can relax through that tight area. Breathing in and breathing out. We're going to take 6 more deep breaths here. And just notice the mind. And bring her home. Following our last breath here. On that next inhale, really easy. So coming out of these long holds, we just want to go so slow. There's a vulnerability that we've been in, right? So bring those knees together. Favorite move, hand on one hand on each knee. Draw some circles. Work out the back. Bring those feet to the mat, nice and wide. Let's windshield wipe left and right. Notice how it feels. This is just a little transition. Good. We're going to come into our Sphinx. So just go ahead and roll onto your belly. And just as that reminder, so this is our traditional shape. And with yin, we're not engaging, right? So don't engage the glutes. Don't look how white my legs are. Anyway, elbows against the chest, right? Don't engage the glutes. Keep them relaxed. This is our classic, right? If we need to bring it down, if it feels a little bit too intense, place your forehead on your hands like this. That still gives you a little bit of an angle. For those that have a really flexible spine and want to go a little deeper, then you can straighten the arms. Sometimes they call that seal pose. I'm going to stay middle of the road here. Make sure my feet are coming directly out of the hips. And again, elbows against the chest, shoulders are down, chin is up. And we're going to hold here and breathe. If it feels good, closing the eyes. Relax the glutes. Relax the belly. It's like let the bones hold us up and all the muscles soften. Relax the jaw. Just noticing the mind. Breathing in, breathing out. Just noticing the thoughts that might be going through the mind or the thoughts that we're taking a trip with. And when we notice the mind, it's not shitting or judging, right? As we know, it's just learning what's going on in the head, learning what we're getting caught up in, and then seeing if we can just bring our focus back to where life is, which so happens to be where your heart is beating, where the sounds are happening. Try to relax the low back, relax the glutes. We try not to engage any muscles, right? We're just trying to deepen into the muscles. This is our last 10 full breaths here. For those that, with this last minute, you can take it up a notch or you can bring it down a notch. I'm going to see how I do with a little bit of increase, staying with the breath. We're at 5 more breaths here. Last breath. Let's slowly lower down. We're going to do a little rest for this transition. Turning our head to the right, bring your right arm up, left arm down, and then just bring that right knee up. Some of us like to sleep in this position. It's probably not the most ideal because you are opening up that hip, but it feels great after the work we just did. So let's just take a few breaths here. I'm just really feeling the way the floor holds you. And feeling our breath, relaxing the face. Slowly on your next inhale, switch sides. Left leg goes up, left arm up. We look to the left, right arm down by the body. Try to rest through that whole hip and breathe here. Taking a final breath on this side. And then as you're ready, let's bring that left leg down. Nice and easy. And we're going to push ourselves up into child's pose. We are going to make this a yin shape. That means we're going to hold it for a while. For those that are not familiar, or even if you are, just that reminder, you can make this really restorative by getting a bolster or like some firm pillows and resting in child's pose. And then you just want to switch sides with the neck. So this is a lot less intense, definitely more restorative. For those that want a little more stretch, you're going to come into wide-legged child's pose, big toes together, knees nice and wide, and then arms out in front of you. Soften the shoulders, soften the chest towards the earth. See if we can rest in the shape. Let the tailbone go towards the heels and find your breath. Nice and easy. And just notice where your head's at. Relax the jaw, relax the tongue, relax the shoulders. Breathing in and breathing out. We're going to take 5 more full breaths here. Deep and slow, in and out through the nose is the invitation. And then as you're ready, we're going to push ourselves up into a tabletop really quick, just for a little transition, right? Take a moment, move the body a little bit, shake out the spine, give yourself a cat-cow. We're going to move into, which sometimes is called melting hearts, or puppy dog, which is like a half down dog. And here's the thing, again, take care of yourself. Nothing should be painful. It can feel sometimes pretty intense in the shoulders. It's a very deep stretch for the shoulders, but it feels great also for the back. So it's kind of like child's pose, but we keep our booty in the air, right? So I'm going to start this way. So booty's in the air, and then we extend the arms out in front of us, chest and chin, or chest and forehead on the mat. Arms are nice and long. You can open up, see how deep you can go into the shoulders. And then we're going to hold it here. Breathe. Noticing how tight the shoulders might be. Really let the tailbone just kind of reach towards the sky. You deepen that curve. Can feel really nice. I'm just noticing the mind. Where's our head at? It's a lot of quiet, right? It's a lot of stillness. So be gentle, be compassionate towards yourself. And see if we can just come back to breath and maybe soften a little more into the shape. The heart goes towards the mat. Three more deep breaths here. Gently slide yourself, bring the butt back to the heels. We're going to do a little counter stretch. If it's available, bring the knees together. Sorry. Okay. I'm going to interlace my fingers behind my back, right? So doing an opposite shoulder stretch. Now, my belly's in, nice and strong, and I'm actually going to lay flat on the thighs, which is going to have a little bit of flexion in the spine, and I'm going to try to bring my forehead to my knees. Depending on body shape, tightness in the hips, sensitivity of the knees, it might not be available. So feel free to do any expression of child's pose that feels good. For those that it is available, we're going to interlace those fingers. So I'm extending my hands behind me, my belly's in, and I'm reaching my heart forward as I lie over my thighs, right? And then I'm going to bring my forehead towards my knees. Oh yeah, stretching the neck. And then start to bring the hands up over the head without letting shoulders collapse around the neck. Keep the shoulders away from the neck, extending behind us as the hands come up overhead. Let's just take 3 full breaths here. Belly strong. Extend those arms. It's like let the arms help you come all the way up. Nice and easy. Good job. Release. Feel all of that. Let's take a little twist to the left and then to the right. All right. I'm going to have my bolster here because we're going to do dragon, or also low lunge is what it's called. I like to have a little support. Feel free to get whatever support works for you. So we're going to bring this right foot up. All right. And open up. I'm just in awe of the paleness going on. Okay. So that back leg, you should be getting a really nice stretch in that whole quad and the hip flexors. Right foot is underneath my right knee, okay? And then I like to place my hands on the bolster. Sometimes I go lower. Sometimes I remove the bolster, depending. So you can start tall if you want and just find that center through the pelvis. Shoulders are soft. And let's breathe here. We're going to hold it for the full time, the full 3 to 4 minutes on each side, okay? Sometimes the arms get tired. Stay soft with it as best you can. Take care. And let's breathe into it. Soften the eyelids. Keep bringing that mind back home. It's like taking a break from all our thinking. For some of us, we want a little bit more outer right hip stretch. You can turn your little right toes out and let that right knee open up. It's kind of sweet. Gets into the inner groin a little. See what's available in your body in this moment. Try to soften into it. You'd think that the quad muscle would be the biggest muscle in the body, right? Because they're such big muscles, but it's actually our glutes. Just a little fun fact, a little anatomy for you, distract you from the intensity. Distract me from the intensity. All right, cuties, come back to the breath. Three more full deep breaths here. Good. Whew. Gently come on back. Let's go ahead and straighten this right leg and come on to that right heel. A little counter stretch, right? So immediately my right hip is going forward. So I have to adjust to keep my pelvis square and then flexing that right foot. This is just transition. So let's just take 3 full breaths here. Good. Let's bring that right leg back. I'm going to invite us to just sit on the heels for just a minute. Lengthen the spine, belly in. If this is available, just take a couple breaths, even noticing the sensation in the legs. All right, other side. So as you're ready, bringing that left foot up now. Find the sweet spot. And remember, since we're here for such a long time, I often invite students, just, you don't have to go big right away. It's like, ease your way into it. Find your starting point, right? And then we go a little deeper and settle into it. So see how it feels. Maybe you notice a difference between the two sides. I know I do. And then let's see if we can support ourselves, chin up. Unlock the jaw. Try to soften into the thighs, especially that back leg. And then if you want, you can open up that left knee a little bit. That feels good. Just notice what areas need that attention in your body. Noticing the mind. Where are we at, right? And then see if we can come back to the breath. It's like every exhale, just to see if we can soften a little bit more. It's about 5 more full deep breaths here. You're doing great. Even if you moved out of it or you came back into it, just giving yourself time in this space to get into your body is huge. Hmm. Good job. Let's slowly remember, nice and easy. And we'll see about extending now that left leg, flexing that left foot again. My left hip wants to go forward. So let's bring it back, flexing that left foot. Pelvis is center. And breathe. Good. Let's bring that left leg back. Take a moment if it feels okay, sitting on our heels, shoulders back. Notice how the body feels. Good. We're going to make our way back down to the floor. If you have a block available, awesome. I would love to use the block. If you do not have a block available, if you have a towel or even a book, that would be great. If not, you can do it without anything, so no problem. So here we go. Let's come to the back. I'm going to invite us to supported bridge tonight, or regular bridge if you want to work a little bit. So supported bridge is, we're going to take the block and we're going to slide it right under our tailbone. Now, you do not want it in the lumbar spine. And I'm telling you, it should feel good. So if anything feels like, ooh, this is kind of funny or awkward, and then you want to adjust it. Maybe usually it's like you want to go a little bit north, a little bit south until it feels really comfortable. So anything that, either a blanket, or a book that you can place under here. If you do not have anything available, then you can use regular bridge. And as we hold it, you can slowly come down, take a break, and then come back into it. I am going to treat myself to the supported bridge. So hopefully you're able to do that as well. And the shoulders are down, the neck is long, arms are relaxed. And just let yourself melt here. And breathe. I have been practicing yoga now for over 20 years. And that means I've been in a lot of these shapes for a long time. And still, it is such a moment to moment thing, and what feels good and what feels right. Relaxing the jaw, feeling the breath. For anybody that wants to increase the sensation, go deeper into a back bend, you can extend both legs out in front of you and kind of just melt over the block like this. That can feel really good to some folks. If you're doing full bridge, doing the strength, make sure to come down, take a break, and then work your way back up into it. Just that sweet invitation to stay with the breath. We have one more minute here, which is about 10 full breaths. For those that have the block or don't have the block, either way, if you'd like to just have the legs up extended towards the ceiling, go for it. And just allow yourself to hang out here. Soften the face. Notice the mind. And see if we can follow our breath. Two more full breaths here. Bringing those feet back to the earth. Remember, nice and slow coming out of it, okay? So press your feet into the earth, lift your butt off of the block or the pillow or book, and then slowly bring the spine back to the earth. Open up into a nice happy baby. Grab the outside of the feet if that's available, or the outer ankles. Turn the head left and right, right? Just give that neck a little love. The back is completely flat to the earth. And I'm really pulling either at my ankles or feet or what I can grab. I'm just trying to pull the weight of the legs towards the earth. And we'll just be here for about 1 minute. Let's see how much we can put down, even for a breath. gently soften the legs. Bring the knees up to the chest. Give yourself a nice hug here. Squeeze the knees in, tailbone flat. And then we'll move into our resting pose. Shavasana, take whatever shape you want. Real invitation to give yourself this last minute or two to rest. And then we'll end class together. I love my arms up overhead. This feels so good to me, but they can be however you'd like. Let the feet relax, legs are nice and wide, hips are relaxed. If it's a little too much on the spine, too much extension, bend your legs, feet as wide as the yoga mat, and then allow the knees to fall in together. And we'll just let ourselves rest. Noticing the breath. Just start to wiggle toes and fingers. Take your time, do what feels good. And then we'll make our way on up. Always feeling so much gratitude for this practice. Thank you for sharing the practice with me. May you have a good rest of your evening and sleep well. Thank you all. I appreciate you all joining, either live or later. Take care. See you soon.